Alright guys, Addict Cyclist here with another, call it a vlog video on the System 6, and kind of wanted to use today to discuss racing the System 6. Don't have much experience on it. I got this bike in February of 2020, so there was no racing season in 2020. In 2021, the season was, we'll call it short. A lot of the sponsors didn't want to commit, kind of pending, where the environment would look like in terms of races and shutdowns and capacities. So we do have access to a air park here down in Jersey that it's basically like a service road loop around an air park in Ocean County, and it's freshly paved. Roads are like silk. It's got 2 sweeping turns, and it's just a phenomenal spot to crit race. So because there was no real season, we've had groups as large as 35 come down on a Wednesday night and race. So this was the first time I really had a good shot of kind of whipping this thing around turns and leaning the bike over. So this is basically just a synopsis of my experience. So the bike's fast. It's a great gap closer. You can pull hard, do some domestique work for your team, and this is kind of where the bike shines. So solo breakaways, being on the front, even hiding in the draft. This bike is fantastic. It's I think the white paper said it saves about 30 watts compared to the Super 6. So using a more traditional bike frame as an example, so you definitely feel that. You're definitely recovering, heart rate's dropping. You're just kind of paddling. But the minute it gets kind of surgy, definitely got to stay close to the wheels. This bike does not have a lot of snap to it. I wouldn't call it a sprinter's bike. It doesn't have that kick that I had on my LA Sprint, if I'm comparing the two, with the same depth wheels. So it takes a little bit more to spin up in the corners if you're not holding your line and you're letting a little bit of a gap occur. So when you're coming out of a corner and everyone's back on the power and either sprinting or powering up, it does take a little bit more juice, more power to get this thing to accelerate. But again, where it shines is once it's accelerated, it just holds speed extremely well. I mean, to the point where it feels like it may be even cheating. So just some recommendations if you're planning on racing, or if you're considering racing this, or have raced it, and I'm sure you've noticed the same talking points here, is that the bike shines almost everywhere, except I feel like if you're not holding a tight wheel in front coming into a corner where there's no braking. Hopefully there's no braking, because that's not the objective going into the corner, but we all know how crit races are, is there's plenty of braking in some of the corners, although there shouldn't be. It does take a little bit more power to get this thing back up to speed, and again, it's not quite really what I call a sprinter's bike. It definitely can hold speed well, if you're hiding in the draft and you dart out, but again, it just doesn't have that extra kick. It doesn't have that snap. It feels heavy between your legs. It just doesn't have that lightness that some of the other bikes that I've raced, such as the LA Sprint and then a Scott Addict Team issue. Again, those bikes didn't compare when it comes to holding speed. It doesn't compare in the draft. But when you're looking to make that crit count, which 90% of the time you probably are a sprinter or sprinting to the line, this is where you'd have to make some calculated decisions about when you're gonna shoot out. So yeah, just to kind of wanted to review my experience of doing practice crits this year on the System 6. Again, it's a phenomenal bike, absolutely love it. Do have another bike coming, which we'll have plenty to talk about. Will not be racing this one. It's too pretty to race, so this will be the dedicated racer and fast group ride bike. So yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to point out, which I didn't touch on my 2 previous videos, where I talked about some of the quirks and some of the little things that I would change or update. But I don't know if you can see it in this video, but there is a section here where there is paint lifting on the fork, where I assume that there's inserts for the disc brake mount here. So Cannondale did actually warranty this for me, so very, very grateful for that. I don't think they really had to. It wasn't really structural. It doesn't pose any risk. It's more cosmetic. But if you're buying a bike at this price point and it's this damn pretty, you want to make sure the thing's flawless. So yeah guys, just wanted to touch on this, and as I continue racing it and riding it, I'll be posting some more videos. So appreciate the time. All's well, be well. Thanks for watching.